Today we will discuss about some real life use cases where NLP impacts the average consumer's day-to-day life. The first use case is Gmail. When you are typing any sentence in Gmail, you will notice it tries to autocomplete. And this autocompletion is done using NLP. The next thing is spam filters. If these emails didn't have spam filters, you would be annoyed by this bombardment of commercial spam. Luckily, using NLP, you can filter and take these spam emails out of your inbox. And in NLP, they use keywords that the spam emails usually have, like hurry up, or the offer ends, or claim your price and discount, and such other keywords. So based on some of these terms and using some machine learning classification model, you can filter these spam messages. The other use case is language translation. While using Google Translate, you can translate a statement in one language to another with pretty good accuracy. Another use case is customer service chatbot. So nowadays, if you're using any service, for example bank, and you go to their website and then to their chat service and type a message, many times there is no human on the other end. The chatbot can understand what you have typed and your intent behind it, and it can respond to your question on their own. The other use case is the voice assistants such as Amazon, Alexa, Google Assistant. For example, you can ask what appointments you have tomorrow and it will show you. So these voice assistants are becoming very powerful. They are connected to the web, so they can even tell you that if you have a meeting at 9 o'clock and that if there is heavy traffic, that you should be leaving at 8:15 instead of 8:30. They use a special language model for NLP called BERT. Before, the Google search answers weren't so accurate, but now due to BERT implementation, it has improved the accuracy and precision drastically. Another use case is automated news generation. In Bloomberg, the news stories are automated to predict market events. So basically, a Bloomberg terminal writes the news stories which are generated by the computer and are used for market prediction. So basically, NLP is a field in computer science and AI that gives machines an ability to understand human language better and to assist in language related tasks. If you look at computers traditionally, they worked really well with numbers. But now using NLP, you can use a computer you can use a computer can now simply your computer can assist you in language related tasks, for example questions, answers, language translation, etc. And we will be using Spacey, Genesis, and NTLK, Gensim, which are different libraries which enable NLP on your computer. We will also be using scikit-learn, TensorFlow, PyTorch, and Hugging Face libraries. NLP is not a new field. It has been in existence for many years. In last 7 to 10 years, we have begun seeing real industry use cases for NLP. Training machine learning model for NLP tasks, it takes humongous amounts of data and computer resources. So if it is a small company, they couldn't afford it. And they also haven't collected that much data in the last few years. On the other hand, Google, Facebook, and Amazon had begun training big models on the data sets they had available. These companies had a lot of data available with them, which wasn't being used, also a lot of computer resources and budget. As a result, we are seeing some APIs and pre-trained models coming out of such companies such as FastText, which is a Facebook API, and TensorHub and GPT-3. On the TensorFlow Hub website, you will see different models related to text problems, which is NLP. And if you click on that, you will see models like BERT and Universal Center Encoder and so many other pre-trained models, which have been trained on the humongous data that the company has to provide. And you can use these models using transfer learning, which means you can just take this pre-trained model and use it on your data, fine-tune it for your own problems, and there you have it. Second one is FastText, which is from Facebook, from which you can download models. So a lot of the ingredients you need for your NLP program are offered to you for free by these big companies. GPT-3 is the largest neural network ever. It is a language model that is created by the company called OpenAI. OpenAI spent $4 million training this model. Now, due to these available resources, smaller companies can now afford using NLP to solve their problems. The second reason is open source ecosystem. Previously, you had to write all the code in C++ by yourself, but now in Python, you just have to write 4 lines of code to achieve your NLP model. The reasons are mainly the libraries, which enable you to use whole chunks of code, minimize the single line declarations, with new updates and features being added every day. The third reason is cheap hardware and cloud resources. Previously, if you had to train a model, you had to get you needed a heavy CPU, media GPU, or a big machine with a lot of memory and RAM, and it would be very costly. But nowadays the prices have also decreased, and many people just rent hardware resources like memory and RAM, mainly memory, over a cloud like AWS. Next is a sudden increase in the learning resources. Now you have a free availability of tutorials which cover vast technical aspects of NLP or any other field on YouTube and many other websites, which allows you to learn faster at your own pace and will, and from the comfort of your homes. And you also get to know who is teaching you and whether he is adequate in the field he's trying to teach or not, and you can even change tutors, whereas before you had to go to a college where these topics would be taught by someone who probably didn't know the subject that well, and there was nothing you could do about it. The fifth is huge investment by big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook. These companies have made huge investment not only in publishing libraries like TensorFlow and PyTorch, they are also building hardware like Google Home and Amazon Echo Dot, which are all NLP assisted technologies. So once the big tech companies started investing in NLP and creating this ecosystem, the tier 2 and tier 3 always follow the lead of the big tech companies, and so they are also trying to invest in NLP and AI. There are 3 broad categories of techniques to solve any NLP problem. For example, we have an email where I booked a flight ticket for my mother or for anyone. When Gmail detected the flight ticket in the email, what they did is information extraction. This is a major problem in the NLP world, where your details and sensitive information are extracted from your emails or your phone or whatever cloud. So Google has the summary for your flight details from your ticket using regex, regular expression. For example, to get confirmation number, you can look for a string called booking ref, and any number that comes after that should be the confirmation number. The other problem is that if you search for Elon Musk, on the right hand side you will get some critical information supplied by Wikipedia, also using regex. Regex approach basically uses a set of rules to solve a given problem.